Oh, sorry. Yeah, somehow my sound got muted. I think you should be able to hear me now. Sorry about that. I don't know what you guys did or did not hear. What I was saying was that I've put the link for the survey. Before we start, I just want you guys to please help with complete the pre-session survey just to get for me to get a heads up of where you guys are with regards to your referencing. Please complete that. I will give it until 10. It's 10 past right now. I'll give it until 20 past. But if I see that majority of you guys are finished, we can continue. So please just do that for me. Thank you. Thank you so much. I've got 2 responses so far. 4 responses. Takes about 2 minutes for everyone that completed it. There's 7 of you guys in here, so I'm still going to wait for 3 other people to complete the survey. If you don't know what we're doing, we're busy completing the survey. I've sent a link in the chat, so please click on the chat or click on the link in the chat so that you guys can complete the survey. Hi, Monelwa. I see you just joined the session. Please complete the survey in the chat. Takes about 2 minutes to complete. Whoever else has not completed the survey, please go ahead and do that. I've got 5 responses. There's 9 people or 8 of you guys in here, so I'll wait for maybe 2 more responses. So maybe at 15:15, I can go through the survey. So I'll give you guys another 2 minutes. And while we're waiting for people to fill in the chat, guys, how are you feeling so far in the semester? So many of you guys are saying you're stressed, you're overwhelmed. Yo, I'm actually worried about you guys. Next week, I've organized a session with the student wellness managers just so that we can have a session, where we let out our feelings. I really think, it's a lot to be studying and working and doing a lot of stuff. So yeah, how are you guys feeling? I'm still on 5 responses. 1 or 2 more responses, please. I mean, they're nervous about the exams. Yeah, I get it. I get it. And yeah, you will have seen with that we sent. Kuningi. Lisa. I feel you, girl. I feel you. So yeah, you saw that I'm already addressing the exam stuff. So this session is actually also, part of that. I call it the pre-exam empower sessions. Yeah, because I know you guys are going through a lot, guys. I'm going through it as well as, I'm a student as well. So I know exactly what you guys are going through. It's really not easy. Yeah, and I want to give you guys some, hints on how it is that we can manage, etc., etc. So yeah, I'm hoping that these sessions, these 5 weeks will really make a difference in your lives. Okay, I've got 6 responses. It is 1:15. I'm gonna start. All right, 7 responses, even more perfect. Let me put this in the chat once more. If you haven't completed the survey, please go ahead and do that. It's just for our interest sakes. Okay, so 7 people in the room, or well, maybe not in the room, but 7 people that responded. A lot of you guys are first years. And you know what? I've learned to appreciate this. In my results analysis, guys, I've in my experience, I'm seeing that a lot of students, first years, are actually the ones that are studying. Sorry, the ones that are struggling. And I don't know, and maybe you guys can put it in the chat. I have a suspicion it's because you're all new to this. Maybe you're coming from a working environment, you haven't studied in a while. So to acclimatize to studying and working, it really, it is more challenging for first years. Whereas maybe by the time you get to second year, and you also see it with the results, unfortunately, it's actually the first years that struggle a little bit more than the other years. Well, what we are seeing also is that by the time you guys get to second year, you're doing a little bit better. Maybe you've failed a couple of modules in your first year. Now come second year, you're more recharged, and you're like, you know what, I can do this. My future relies on this. I don't know what happens, but in second year, a lot of you guys then get a little bit more confidence, and it also goes into your third year as well as your fourth year. So I'm glad to see there's somebody who's doing fourth year who's joined. Thank you so much. Which qualification are you guys doing? It's a lot of the higher certificate in logistics and HHR, and then one person who's doing business principles, and another who's doing the BBA in logistics and supply chain management. Okay, how many modules? Majority of you guys are doing more. And I think this is why. If you are doing more, 4 subjects, 4 modules, and you're also working, it must be such a challenge. And then you can see here, this is what we always see, that a lot of you guys, the biggest number of the students are studying and working, and then studying, working, as well as parenting. You see here with the 3 people there. So it between the people that are just studying and working and those that are parenting, guys, it's a lot. It's a lot. So the question is, if you've only got 24 hours, where the hell are you gonna get your 2 hours to study every day? And then age category, we've got a little bit of everything. Yeah, like 1 person over 45, 1 person or 2 people that are over 36, and 1 person over 30. So yeah, I like that. It's a little bit of everyone in the room. And you know how much I've got respect for this, because it just shows me that what I'm doing is really on the mark. Our students, what you guys struggle with are things that are not age related. It's not gender. It's not, it's not your demographics, but the fact that it's time. This is the biggest challenge for you guys, the fact that you're studying and working and parenting. So your biggest issue really, I feel like, it's time management. And then how would you rate your knowledge on the following academic principles? And you can see here that a lot of people, you know a little bit about it. Some of you know a lot about certain things, cheating. I love that you guys saying you know a lot about cheating, or you know what cheating is. So yeah, clearly, we're not going to have a problem with cheating. But you can see here, some people only know a little bit about referencing, and only know a little bit about the IIE Harvard Reference Style Guide, right? And the IIE Harvard Reference Style. Okay, I think this is just a duplication in my the survey. So yeah, the referencing list, in-text referencing. A lot of you guys don't know a lot about in-text referencing, so I'm glad we'll see, and I'd like to see by the end of the session that you guys will definitely improve over here. And then, have you ever had to reference in an assignment before? Yes. And I like that, because it means you're here because you need help. Do you think that a session on this would help on academic integrity? Some of you guys are saying maybe, some of you guys are saying yes, or majority are saying yes. Do you think that a session on referencing would be beneficial to your needs? You guys are saying yes. If yes, what's the reason? And this is where it gets interesting for me. It's important that we know about referencing so that we don't lose marks. Yes, I'm sure you've been flagged and you get like -5%, -10%. That is so difficult, guys. Imagine as a lecturer, right? You'll get a student who gets 55% and they pass, but then they get like major errors in their referencing. Then you have to -10%, and then that student actually fails and gets 45%. So it actually is painful losing. It's painful for me as well as a lecturer. Help me to reference better. Absolutely. That's what we're here for. I won't lose unnecessary marks. Absolutely. Just having issues trying to figure out, I don't know what you meant here, in which referencing style to use. Okay, cool. I will definitely answer this question for you. And guys, by the end of the session, if you still have any questions and if there's anything that I'm not answering, please let your session bring out your questions. Minende, if you're in the room, I saw your name there. I remember with this last session that we had, you were so proactive in asking questions. I really love that. You really were not waiting for me to finish, speaking. You were just, lifting your hand and just coming through with those questions. So guys, please, you have all the permission to disturb me. If you feel like it's a disruption, it really isn't. So go ahead and disrupt me. Go ahead and cut me off if I'm busy talking and you have a question to ask, because it is about this. You really need to walk away without any more questions. And then I tend to mix referencing and citation. Maybe I just don't know when to add what and how. Okay, we'll see what we can do about that, just to polish it off and be perfect at it. I love this because you know a bit about it, but you could still use a little bit more knowledge on it. And then so that I better in my exams. Absolutely. I'm so glad that you guys have joined this. If maybe somebody said maybe I know about it already, and maybe it might be helpful to content. Helpful to content, I may not clearly understand. Helpful for content, I may not clearly understand. Okay. So you know about it, but you just want to, improve what you know about it. Okay, guys, thank you so much for filling this in. Let's go ahead and start. Let me see. Forgot one thing in the reason we're to find the information of a website, like an author and a date. Perfect, Sheldon. I'll go through this. When we go through the reference for a website, please remind me if I don't answer this question for you. I need to get all the help that I need. And Sheldon also feeling the same, guys. And this is a safe space, when I had a meeting with the student wellness manager yesterday, I was like, my students need help, and I was like, what, I was so tempted to just have a session today where we just come and we cry and we just let out our feelings. We are all going through the most, guys, and I really feel like sometimes a cry session is important. So even if you don't cry, but things like Minentle saying, I need all the help I need. Can you guys get it out of your system? This is an online community. If you don't communicate and connect with us right now, you've missed your chance, you know. But anyway, let me not waste any more time. I'm going to go ahead and start with this presentation. So academic integrity, all right? What is it? Like I said, Tanya and I have developed this, and we just went through the survey right now. So what is intellectual integrity? Intellectual integrity is the appropriate acknowledgement of the ideas and creations that have influenced the production of work. So in other words, if you are going to produce work for your academic journey, right? You get your answers from somewhere, you get your inspiration from some other people. And once you get that inspiration from other people, you have to acknowledge it, guys. You know, and that's what it's all about. And a lack of intellectual integrity can manifest in various forms, including cheating, plagiarism, and technically weak referencing. And this is where I think a lot of you guys get flagged, you know, when lecturers are on their ball and they're actually flagging students appropriately, right? If your technical referencing is incorrect, you can also get flagged for plagiarism, and hence it is important to do it properly. So how would you explain academic writing, right? I have a question. When you answer a question in an assignment or when you answer a question in an assignment, where do you usually get your answers from? I know that, you know, we've already discussed this. If you get asked a question from an assignment, right? You normally will go to like your text, etc., your textbook, you go to a website, etc., right? So when you answer an assignment from a question, when you answer an assignment question, you usually consult the works of other people to get your answers. And because you use the works of other people, you must disclose where you got your answers from. So in other words, you must reference it. So what does this look like practically, right? We will get an assignment, and let's say, for instance, it's an entrepreneurship assignment, right? And maybe in the assignment, they're asking you the question, define the business environment. You go to your textbook. My students, I refer to this module because I'm the lecturer for this module, and this is the textbook that we use, right? This question is literally exactly from, you know, one of the assignments that the students had. So they had to define what a business environment is, right? And in order for you to answer that, you will go and get your answers from your textbook. There's no question that you get asked and then you already know, in my head, I know what the 5 characteristics of what are, right? And then you obviously make sense of it in your head. And this would be the answer. And this is what the textbook answer is, right? They say that the business environment is the sum of all the factors and variables that influence the creation, growth, and continued existence of the business, either positively or negatively, blah, blah, blah. This answer is directly from the textbook. However, that is what is wrong with it. It is a problem because you have directly copied and pasted it from your textbook. So what you, number one, need to do is once you get your answers for your assignment, okay? Yes, you go to your textbook and you refer to it, right? It will give you the answer. But the first thing that you need to do is that you need to paraphrase it. That means you need to write the answer in your own words. Okay, number two, then you need to show where you got your answer from. If it's from your textbook, that means you have to then in-text reference your assignment, and it would be in that in-text referencing would be in the particular paragraph or the sentence where you got your answer from. Okay, and then step number 3, you will compile a reference list. So in other words, if you used 10 references from 10 different sources, at the end of your assignment, you're going to create an alphabetical reference list, okay, of all the sources that you use in your assignment. So in the middle of the assignment, in your paragraphs, that is where you have the in-text referencing, and then at the end, you will have that reference list. And this is what academic integrity is all about. And in order for me to teach this concept to you, I have broken down academic integrity into an equation where I say it is number 1, paraphrasing, number 2, in-text referencing, and then number 3, the reference list. So if this is academic integrity, this is what I call the equation for academic integrity: paraphrasing plus in-text referencing and your reference list. And then I make an example of music, but I'm really not going to go through it again. We had an example earlier where we said, you know, with Lauryn Hill and the Fugees, when they did Killing Me Softly, they obviously got their inspiration from Roberta Flack, right? And they didn't get into trouble for it because what they actually acknowledged in their credits who the author or the inspiration for this song is. All right. So it is important that you properly acknowledge. So what did they do? They paraphrased. Paraphrasing would be them releasing the song, but making it sound like their own, because you're not going to exactly copy and paste the song, right? Otherwise, it's Roberta Flack, Killing Me Softly. You have to paraphrase it, which means you have to write it and sing it in your own way. And then in-text referencing would be you then, you know, referencing and saying that, you know what, this song, yes, it is a Roberta Flack original. However, yes, we are saying it is our own. And in your reference list, and this is where you give the credits for the music, you will then include whoever wrote the original Killing Me Softly. And then if that's what academic integrity is all about, then what is plagiarism? Again, plagiarism for me, I would say in that equation of paraphrasing, in-text referencing, and reference list, paraphrasing is the minus thereof. That means that you have either not paraphrased properly, you have not in-text referenced properly, or you have not provided a reference list. And guys, it can be either of these 3. If you miss either of these 3 elements, you have plagiarized. Say, for instance, you have paraphrased, but you did not have an in-text reference, but you've got a reference list, you can still be flagged for plagiarism, because this is a 3-leg equation where every single element must be there. So again, that equation for paraphrase or plagiarism, it's the lack of paraphrasing coupled with the lack of in-text referencing and or the lack of a reference list. And then here I just had an example with what's this guy, Burna Boy. He sampled Tony Braxton's song and did not properly reference or, you know, give the credit where the credit was due. Tony Braxton came after him and is taking about 60% of the proceeds of the song just because he didn't reference. Had he referenced Tony Braxton was probably only going to get like 10% of what he's making off of the song. But yeah, it ended up being a good story for him, because if you know anything about Burna Boy and Tony Braxton, you will see that they're even starting to perform together. So they're clearly just milking this for all it's worth. And then again, what will you learn today? We've just now covered academic integrity. Now we're going to move on to the different types of plagiarism. So there are different types of plagiarism, okay? And the different types of plagiarism are as such. Number 1, you have no in-text reference, right? Oh, your in-text reference is incorrect. So remember, it's not enough that you should in-text reference. You also need to do it correctly, guys. Number 2 is that you either have no reference list or you've got the incorrect reference list. All right. And then number 2, you copy and paste directly from your textbook or from a website, etc. And number 4 would be cheating. Again, there are different types of cheating, although you guys said you know a lot about cheating, which I appreciate. Now, if academic integrity, remember my equation for academic integrity, I said it's paraphrasing plus in-text referencing plus the reference list. You will see that when it comes to the different types of plagiarism, this equation basically covers these 3 things. So in other words, if plagiarism is the lack thereof, my equation of academic integrity, really you will see that we are going to address the in-text referencing, the reference list, and the copy and paste. And then cheating, obviously, that one is an ethical or a moral decision. Yeah, it's an ethical decision that you make. With cheating, unfortunately, you know, there is no forgiveness, kind of a, you know, what is it, a forgiveness policy, because cheating is a decision that you make. Whether or not you're a first year or a third year, you know what cheating is. Nobody needs to tell you that you have cheated. You did it knowing very well that you were cheating. So with that one, you will see it's not really the developmental approach. Whereas with the in-text referencing and incorrect in-text referencing, or having no reference list, you will see sometimes maybe you will get like a -5%, a -10%, but you will still be flagged for plagiarism. With cheating, you go straight to a disciplinary hearing. All right, so in-text referencing, I think somebody mentioned that they don't know how to in-text reference properly, and this is what in-text referencing is, okay? An in-text reference is a citation or a reference within the text body of an article. Somebody also mentioned citation versus referencing. It is kind of the same thing, okay? If you use, and maybe let's do this. Let's go to the Google, my brother Google over here, and we say citation versus referencing. Let's see what's the difference. In-text citations are the short citations you include in the written text, right? And that's what we are doing. That helps a reader understand which sources you are quoting or referring to in your writing, right? And this is what an in-text reference will look like. Whereas references are the full details of the source you have cited in your writing. So that would be at the end of it. So do you see that citation and citation versus referencing? It's kind of like the same word, if that makes sense. And let's see here, what's the difference between citation and a reference? The purpose of a citation is to point an additional information to point to additional information, whereas the purpose of a reference is to supply that additional information. Okay, so you're referring to it, whereas if it's a citation, so a citation is the in-text reference, right? Whereas the reference is at the end of it, where you are fully disclosing what it is. And I hope that makes sense to you. Let me know in the chat, please, if you still don't understand. So an in-text reference or an in-text citation would be then, if you say it says that an in-text citation is the concise form of the reference that is included in the body of an article. This is the concise form where you just have here the author's surnames as well as the year. And you will see here that it says an in-text reference usually just consists of the names or the surnames of the authors and the year of publication. So here the author is Sawiki, and he wrote whatever text it was in 2016. And this would be in the beginning of a sentence, or if it's at the end of the sentence, you will see here that it's in brackets. But guys, we are still going to go over all of this, so you are still going to learn about all of it. All right, so we've just done no in-text in-text reference or the incorrect in-text referencing. Then now we're gonna go to the reference list. And remember, we said that you can either plagiarize by having the no reference list or having an incorrect reference list. Okay, this is an example of an incorrect reference list. This I had gotten from one of my students a couple of years ago. Maybe it was last year, actually, because you can see here that they are quoting 2023. Now, what's wrong with this? You can already see it's not in alphabetical order. So I think somebody mentioned something about a reference list. If I remember properly, a reference list has to be in alphabetical order, first of all, guys. And you can see there's so many other inconsistencies. I mean, if you look at the year, for instance, here the guy says 2022, May, and if May is a month, is it not supposed to be, you know, in a capital letter? And then they wrote the 29th, but look here at the end, they're saying Nievenhuizen, and they're just writing 2019. So where's the date? Why sometimes you have a date and sometimes you don't have a date, right? And then, yeah, there's just absolutely everything wrong here. And then look here, they say that they are referencing the book Entrepreneurship and African Perspective. It's actually the book that I use for my students. And yeah, you can tell I got it from one of my students. But anyway, and all of this is in caps, you know, so it's not in sentence case. Again, we're going to learn about all of these things as we move forward. So here's what a correct reference list would look like. Can see here it's in alphabetical order, right? We've got B, B, D, G, right? And then it's 2023, 2014, and you'll see that's a full stop. After the year, you've got a full stop. You know, it's kind of like its own sentence. Here you've got, you see that it's the authors, but here it says EDS. And again, you will learn what this is. It's editors. If you've got a book and it's actually the editors that did most of the contributing, they will normally say editors there. Okay. And then yeah, you can just see, even just aesthetically, it looks a little bit more proper. Again, still in that alphabetical order, but again, we are going to learn all of how it is done. Then the third thing is copy and pasting, right? Copy and pasting is when you use keywords from different sources and write these key points as if they are your own, right? So there's different types of copying and pasting, but what this one is saying is you're gonna go to this website and you go to this textbook and you go to wherever, you combine all of what they said and then you copy and paste it, right? And you use it without noting the original author. So after you've done this, you need to reference, guys, and say, hey, but I got my inspiration from this author. Sometimes what you can do is you can borrow phrases or slightly alter someone's language while still maintaining the core thought and structure of the original text, right? And that means you copy and paste pieces from different different texts of those people. That's again another instance of copying and pasting. Another one is when you directly copy text from a source and paste it in your own document without properly citing the information. And this is the one that a lot of students do. You know, you literally go to a website. If you Google, for instance, in our website, maybe we Googled, you know, what is the difference between a citation and a reference, right? You're going to literally say in-text citations is what. You copy this, you put it in your document, but then you don't say that you got your answer from Lib Answers. That's what copying and pasting is also all about. And then citations within a text that are incorrect or incomplete. And this is again where students go wrong. If you lift ideas from sources, but then you do not properly cite them, that is copying and pasting. And that's what we've just done. And the solution for this copying and pasting, guys, is paraphrasing, like I've said. If you don't want to be, get into trouble for copying and pasting, all you have to do is put the words in your own words. You put the original words of the authors in your own words, and then you create the in-text reference and the reference list. And then cheating, again, there are different types of cheating. Number one, you can copy from a fellow student. You guys know that you shouldn't be doing that, right? Sharing your work with a fellow student. Guys, please be careful of this. As much as you know, I advocate that students should always like build friends and have peer relationships, etc. If you've got an assignment, it's okay to say, hey guys, what are we going to do with this assignment, etc. But you cannot share your work with other students. So by doing so, you are assisting another student to cheat. Okay. And then any form of contract cheating, these are cheating websites. There are websites where you can go to that will literally give you the answer. Guys, please don't do it. As lecturers, we can always tell when you got your answers from, and because we know our students. If a student is just writing these perfect words, already that's a red flag, because it's like, but why are you so perfect? Why is your writing so amazing? And then you'll just copy and paste that phrase, and then you put it in the internet, and it'll show you exactly where the student got it, and the student gets caught for cheating. And then collaboration on an assignment that is for individual work. And it goes back to this sharing of your work with a fellow student, guys. If you've got an individual assignment, it's okay to say to your friend, hey, where did you get the answer for question 1.3? And she can direct you, what, I used the textbook and on page what, that's where I got my answer. It would be different from sharing your work. So do not collaborate. The minute your answer looks identical to somebody else's answer, because remember, as we are marking, you'll remember, I read this similar question or this similar page or this similar sentence from another assignment, and then you start going back. Once you find them, then those two students would be flagged for cheating, and based on the fact that they collaborated on an assignment. And then lastly, using someone else's work. Obviously, if maybe you're studying, it's 2024, and then you make friends with somebody who's now in third year, and they're like, I did that same assignment. I did the same assignment, and they sent us, asked us that same question. I'll send you mine. Remember, we've got that similarity report, guys. We've got safe assign. Safe assign literally is what shows us that you got your answers from somewhere. So even if we don't read your assignment and we can tell that it's similar to another, safe assign will show us exactly that. And then, yeah, that's cheating, guys. And then secondly, paraphrasing. Paraphrasing is the key to, let's go back to the slide. Paraphrasing is the key to not copying and pasting. Again, like we said, if you get your answer from anywhere, you need to put it in your own words. So what is paraphrasing? Again, it just means restating someone else's ideas in your own words. Okay, you change the wording according to your understanding while preserving the original meaning. So remember, in my academic integrity equation, we're tackling this one, paraphrasing. And this is just a sentence, and maybe let's try to do this practically, all right? I always like to do this so that you guys can know what paraphrasing is all about. So here you see, remember that question that I asked, the students had to answer, what is a business environment, right? And it says here that the business environment is the sum of all the factors and variables that influence the creation, growth, and continued existence of the business, either positively or negatively, thereby promoting or hindering the achievement of its objectives. The easiest way that you can paraphrase, and how I like to do it, is that you use synonyms. If you would like to paraphrase on your own side there, please go ahead and do that. And if you want to paste it in the chat, I would really, really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and do this one. So business environment, I don't know what word I can use for business environment. And it's always so interesting. And actually, let me do this, because this one is one that I did probably in like another previous session. So I'm going to duplicate the slide, and then I'm going to try here and go ahead and every time I paraphrase, I always find it that I just come up with different answers. So the business environment, let's see, I like for me, an easy way to do this, if you right click on the word and then you just go for synonyms. Thesaurus, listen, it'll show you. So the business situation, atmosphere, surroundings, environs, background, there's no word for me that really kind of makes me happy. So the business nature, no, the business ecosystem. Yeah, maybe business environment can be said. Let's for today's sake say the business ecosystem, or actually now I'm gonna say environment, because the question literally said define the business environment. So the business environment is the sum, is the addition, what? The sum is what? Total, synonyms, thesaurus, a quantity, entirety, totality, summation. I like summation, is the summation of all the factors. Let's see. Influences. Ooh, I like that fair. Like influences, and variables is also going to be a bit similar to that. Quantity, no. Yeah, it's not giving us a nice word for variables. So let's think. Influences, factors. No, factors is here. Influences, and does anybody have a better word I can use for variables? Or we can find another word for factors and then try running that again. Influences, features, aspects, causes. Let's say causes. Influences and causes. And influences is actually causes. It's literally the same the same meaning. That influence. Yeah, you see now, because you have influence, now the influence here is like, ugh, that influence. So let's see. Affects. I'd like to say, yeah, that affects the creation. I'm gonna say creation. Get us what's the thesaurus meaning for creation? Conception. Conception, growth, What's another word for growth? Progress. I like the word progress. Progress and continued existence. It's going to be a difficult one. Endurance. I like that. Sustainability. I'm going to say sustainability and sustainability. Influence, growth, and continued existence of the business, of the organization. Either positively or negatively, either adversely, adversely, how do you spell adversely? What's the opposite of adversely? Either favorably, yeah, you see, I like that. Either favorably or adversely. Thereby promoting, thereby helping, encouraging, stimulating, upholding, supporting, thereby supporting or what's the opposite of where's the antonym? But I want the antonym. Antonym, there we go. Secondary, initial, supporting. Wait, let's try it again. What is it? Promoting or hindering? Supporting, yeah, I want the antonym for supporting. Supporting, antonym is, hi man. Secondary, why is it giving me secondary? Supporting. Antonym. Okay, I'm not finding the thesaurus meaning of supporting. Thereby supporting or hindering. Let's go again for the synonym of this. Hampering. Okay, supporting or hampering the attainment of its goals, right? And this, again, remember, you always have to hasten, Niven Hazen in 2019. So what we have here is, this is the original that Niven Hazen said, right? But now we have paraphrased it. So in other words, we have put it in our own words. After you've done that, it makes sense, obviously, for you to read it and see whether it makes sense. You see already Grammarly is just like, hey, it's showing me a lot of errors here. So the business environment is the summation of all the influences and causes, the influences and causes that affect the conception, progress, and sustainability of the organization, either favorably, okay, it's giving me an American wording, or adversely, right, comma, thereby supporting or hampering the attainment of its goals. I like this one, and maybe I'd like to give myself a 7 out of 10 or something like that. Let's see what comment we've got there. Did somebody try also paraphrase? For me, being Afrikaans, this English translation is also a bit difficult as I don't always understand these big words. Yeah, hey Sheldon. Hey, yeah, yeah, this one, it's gonna be a bit of a challenge. So it's gonna be one of those. Then maybe what you can do is, you know, that you don't always have to go for big words. So if you say, for instance, let's say promoting, right? If we try to say the synonym for promoting, find a word that really kind of works for you, and that's how it's done. If you're gonna use any word, it kind of has to be a word like, for instance, endorsing, encouraging. You see, encouraging is a little bit, it's more relatable rather than endorsing, you know. So still keeping it, you don't have to really go for difficult words. You just have to go for the words that work for you and the words that, you know, make sense for you. Yeah, like I said, okay, I'm going to give myself an 8 out of 10. I actually do like this one. I think it's kind of probably the best one that I've made for myself. Cool, rough. I mean, you're just going through the most. Don't worry, girl. Don't worry. I'm trying to help. Okay, so this is my attempt for today, and let me write the date here today, just so that I have it for me, because I know I'm going to do this again at some point in time of my life, and then it would be interesting if I have this by date. So let's see. This one was another one that I did in another session, and here I said the business environment is the summation of all the elements. Ooh, I like elements that affect the development and progression and continued presence of the organization, whether positively or negatively, thereby helping or deterring the attainment of its goals. So do you see, it's still the same meaning, but I used different words in this one, right? And then let's see, this one is another one that I did. The business environment is a number of all the components that affect the formation, the growth, and persistence of the organization, good or bad, thereby advancing or obstructing the achievement of its goals. So again, another attempt that I had done here, and I think this was with my first session with you guys. And then in that same session, we had a student who also gave me their version of, you know, this paraphrasing. All factors and variables of the business environment are influential to the continued growth and longevity of business, both positively and negatively. So guys, what I'll do is next week, no, not next week, I think in the third session, the third week, we have a week where I'm going to teach you guys how to answer theory questions, okay? Part of that would be the use of generative AI. So what you can also do, and I don't want to do it right now because it's just going to take away from what we're trying to do, which is referencing today. But if you join me in the third week, I will also show you how to use AI in order for you to paraphrase. So you will use AI to paraphrase, but then you still have to paraphrase the AI version of what you've done. So this sentence and this long way of doing it is actually the original way, because even if you use AI, you still have to generate or regenerate what AI did. But yeah, if you come to that third week, we will dive into this way more than what we are doing today. Okay, now just to round off this paraphrasing tips, no more than 10% of your copying and pasting, if I can call it that, should be direct quotes. Okay, yes, you can say use the exact quote that that another author used, but it cannot be more than 10% of those direct quotes. Okay, or in other words, they say maximum 3 direct quotes. And then you need to paraphrase the statement as much as possible, because what happens is, remember, if we have this here and we've got the original, if you are as close to the original as possible, this is going to bring up your similarity report when you submit your assignment. And that's another way that you can get into plagiarism. And then submit your assignments well ahead of time. This one is my gift to you, so that you have time to make adjustment to your submission should your similarity be high. If you submit 5 hours ahead of time, etc., the similarity report comes, and then if you still need to change anything, you can still change it because of the similarity report. But if you submit 1 minute to, and then you find that you actually, similarity is too high, you could get into trouble for paraphrasing. And then the reason for the day is the referencing, okay? So we've done academic integrity, we've done the different types of plagiarism, we've done paraphrasing, and I know you guys maybe still have a bit of anxiety when it comes to the paraphrasing, but let's get to, if you guys come to that third week, where I teach you guys how to reference or how to answer theory questions, paraphrasing is part of it. So please join that session. And then lastly, referencing. So what is referencing? Referencing is how you acknowledge the source of the information that you have used in your work. It helps to make clear to the reader how you have used the work of others to develop your own ideas and your own arguments. So yes, you've built this argument, but remember, like we've said, you've got your inspiration from the answers that you've received, either from a textbook or from a website, wherever it is. Again, back to that academic integrity equation, we've done paraphrasing. Now we're going to do referencing, and it's the in-text referencing and the referencing version that we've done. So references usually is a combination. How old can references be? They normally say not older than 5 to 10 years. I would actually like to say not older than 5 years. Okay, unless if it is a seminal source. A seminal source is something that an original, somebody who invented something. So something like maybe the resource-based view. If you're the person that came up with the resource-based view and your name is, I don't know what, and you wrote it in 1961. Sometimes we do have to refer to your work because you're the one that came up with the original work. But what we want to do is we want to stick to information that is of late, because remember, things keep changing, guys. I mean, if you think about, for instance, let's take load shedding as an example, right? About 20 years ago, we never knew what load shedding is, right? So when we talk about the macroeconomic environment, and the things that are, challenging, in the business environment, right? We never had load shedding 20 years ago, but now all of a sudden, load shedding is all around. And because of load shedding, now our appreciation or knowledge of the macro environment is that we know that as a South African, you are faced with load shedding whether you want it or not. So because life changes, because information changes due to life changes, guys, hence we've got resources that are no longer that should not be older than 5 years old. So again, what you can do is check with your lecturer. Because it might be for different modules, it might have different implications. Okay, yay. Thank you, Jabulile. That's nice to hear. They're saying my connection is poor. Okay, is it appearing really badly for you guys on that side, guys? Please confirm how my network is for you guys. So sad part is we paraphrase, but not to our lecturer standards and end up getting marks deducted. Yo, Simpiwe. Yeah, this is yeah. We'll work on this. We'll work on this. Please join that third week. Come through for that third week, and then I think you'll be a little bit more confident, because then we'll use AI to help you guys. Remember, AI, guys, is here to help us. But what other students do is they copy and paste directly from AI, and that you can also be in trouble with. Thank you so much for confirming that my network is good. Yeah, I will continue. All right. So at referencing at Varsity College, we use the Harvard Style Reference Guide, and let me try and maybe see if I can open up a copy of this, right? Just to show you guys, and maybe this is one of the things that I don't know if it's 2024. I don't know if it's actually included in these slides. Yeah, okay, it actually was included. Okay, let's see. So we use the Harvard Style Reference Guide, and I know somebody also was in the questions about what you guys don't know. Somebody did mention they don't know which book or which referencing style to use. We use the Harvard Style Reference Guide, and this one is adapted for the IIE. Guys, we all know that there's what they call the Harvard reference, right? Harvard referencing style. Ours is similar, but very, very different. So it is a specific one that we use. So how do you use this Harvard Style Reference Guide? Okay, all you need to know, right? All you need to know is that you need to go to page 3 of this thing. So I'm going to show you guys how to use it now. If this is your Harvard Style Referencing book, right? Yeah. So all you need to know is that you must just go to, oh, what am I doing? Oh, zoom in. I'm thinking I'm going to the next page. Yeah, there we go. All you need to know is page 3, guys. In page 3, all you then do is, if let's say, for instance, you reference from your textbook, right? You will come here and you see book, 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 book. So for all these books, you will see, you will then say, which one did I use? Was it a book with one author? Was it a book with two authors? Was it a book with three or more authors? Was it a book with the same author, multiple publications? Or was it a book with editors? Was it a book with a chapter of an edited book, or was it an ebook? My students, for instance, that entrepreneurship book that I showed you guys, it's an ebook that they get from an online database, right? So you will click here on ebook database, and it shows you exactly how to reference. And what's interesting, or what I like about this reference guide, is that they show you if you have an in-text reference that you have paraphrased. So remember, like in our example now, when we were paraphrasing, right? It was an in-text reference and we paraphrased. So they are showing you here that, for instance, this author is named Cox, right? And they wrote it in 2008, right? And they say that short stories can be considered in a Cox, blah, blah, blah. Please note, in-text references for ebooks should follow the same format as those of books. So they are showing you exactly how to use it. But guys, I've designed this so this can be easier for you. Another thing is that they show you how to do it if it's an in text, but it's a direct quote. So in other words, you've got an actual copy and paste of the exact wording that that author used, right? So they show you here that you'll say Cox and you'll still say 2008, but this time this X basically stands for the page number. Again, we're going to go through all of this so you will know this by the end of the session. And then the third one is the reference list. So at the end, remember, you have to have a reference list, and they show you here, it will be Cox A 2008. So what you'll then do is you'll know yours. Mine is Cox. Mine was Neven Hasten, right? What was the textbook that you used? You will just replace it with your author's name. You replace this 2008 with your year. Mine was 2019. The short story Castle, this is the name of the book. So mine was Entrepreneurship and African Perspective. And then Newcastle, as well as then Newcastle is the city where the publication was published, or the book was published. And then Cambridge Scholars is the publishing, right? And then because it's an ebook, you will have to say there in brackets ebook, and then you will say available at da 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 da. But this is, again, one of the things that we're going to go and learn today. Let me see. Good on my side. Good on my side. When I make use of AI, how do I reference? Okay, Renee, please join that session on the third week. Okay, when you make use of AI, right, just to answer you, you will still reference the original author. So in other words, you're not gonna go, you should not, let's say you should not ask the question in the AI tool. So for instance, if our example was, define the business environment, you are not allowed to go to AI and say, what is the business environment? You have to get that answer from a quality referencing source, quality source, right? Then what you do is you will take that and then you will ask AI to paraphrase, right? After you've asked AI to paraphrase, you then have to paraphrase the AI answer, right? Answer. And that would be your answer. After that, you will reference the original author. However, you need to then have a disclaimer somewhere in your textbook that says you used AI to help you with referencing. I'm not going to go right into this. No, you cannot say OpenAI 2024, guys. This is not allowed. Mohammed, this would be completely incorrect because you cannot use AI as a source. AI is not a textbook. Does that make sense? AI did not write that. How AI is developed, and maybe you guys should Google how AI is actually developed, how things like ChatGPT was developed. ChatGPT is basically they took the answers of everything on a website, every what, and put it into one app, right? So when you get your answers, you're basically getting your answers from somewhere else. So Mohammed, please, 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 this is very, very incorrect. You do not reference AI. I'm gonna put it here. You do not reference AI. You do not reference AI if you are answering a textbook answer, if that makes sense. I think what you're talking about, Mohammed, is something different. In Dial, they will say maybe if you use AI to generate something else, except it will not be an answer from a textbook, if that makes sense. Yes, I understand what you're talking about, Mohammed, but what we are talking about right now, we're talking about paraphrasing. We're talking about referencing. So we're not talking about when you get your answers from AI. If you go again, if you look at this, the Harvard referencing style, we're talking about tables of content, or what is it? References from books, websites, journals. So we're not talking about AI right now. So please do not confuse it, guys. You can use AI to help you to paraphrase, etc. There are some other answers that you can generate for AI, but for your assignments, when it's economics, when it's accounting, when it's entrepreneurship, you do not get your answer from AI, but you can get AI to assist you. So something, again, I'm going to repeat, referencing AI is not allowed, okay? This, if you want to know how you do it, this is like the procedure that you use. But guys, please then come through for week 3. In week 3, I'm going to go through all of it. I'm going to move on because, again, this is not the purpose of today's session. The session today is all about referencing. We've already said what referencing is, and I was trying to show you guys how to use the book, and I think we've already done that. So like I said, all you need to do then is know that, guys. For instance, every time you have your assignment, always have this Harvard reference guide open on your side, and then all you have to do is refer to page 3, and then you click on the table of contents and it will show you. But what I'm going to do today is we're going to go through the technical how to reference. Okay, so everybody, let's all click www.varsitycollege.co.za. I'm going to put it in our chat and we're going to go ahead and get started. This is where the sleeping finishes now. Yeah, let's go ahead. Please make sure you click on www.varsitycollege.co.za. Oh my gosh. Why? Var? Oh, it's incorrect. Let's see. www.varsitycollege.co.za. I hope this one is correct. Let's see. Yes. Please click on the second one there. Thank you. Okay, let me fix this. If you're all on the website, please say yes in the chat. I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna close this. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, perfect. All right, guys. Now, when you're on the website, let's all go to the student intranet. Remember, you will click on, or you'll go to hover on current students, and then you click on my VC student intranet. If you're on your student intranet, click yes in the chat. Awesome. I think that's a yes over there. Okay, then when you're on the student intranet, then we go to VC Learn. So click on you'll see that student systems, click on VC Learn, please. Yes, yes, yes. I love the yeses. Awesome, Minentle. I'm assuming you're saying that you're on VC Learn. If you're on VC Learn, confirm with a yes. And then after VC Learn, we're going to click on organizations. So you'll see there on the left, there's organizations. Please click on organizations. Are we winning? If you're on organizations, let me know. I'm still seeing yeses. This is awesome. Then in your organizations, guys, you should all be enrolled for what is called the Varsity College Student Support Online. Varsity College Student Support Online. Please click on that. And click with a yes. Let me know with it. I don't have this. Sheldon, you don't have your Varsity College Student Online. Okay, Sheldon. Okay. Sheldon, click on this link and tell us, and hopefully that will get you there. Okay, Hazel, Monelwa, everybody else, are we all on the student organization? What? Varsity College Student Support. Are we all there? Anybody struggling? Anybody not there? Hazel, thank you. Guests are not allowed to go to this organization. Yes, Sheldon, that means you did not sign in with your student. You need to use your Varsity College login. So you need to log in with your Varsity College. Yeah. If you cannot log in, then I would suggest that you watch the session. Yes, you can speak, Sheldon. No, Minentle, we just said after VC Learn, we just said organizations. So in your VC Learn, after you click on VC Learn, you click on organizations.
Yes.
So when you're in organizations, it should pop up there. So organizations, it should automatically pop up. There's different organizations. There's one called Varsity College Student Support. Also try this link. Let me put it again here. Yeah, you can speak.
Sorry, ma'am. I was just trying to get my mic to work. So I have signed in with my student email address and password, but it's still not giving me the option to actually go into it.
Is this where it's saying guests are not allowed to go to this organization?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I don't know why it's saying that, because you should have been automatically logged on for it. What I would suggest then is please just then watch with us. But what I'll do is there's a document that I want us to get to. So what I'll do is I'll just share the document with you. Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
And then you can still you can still join us. All right, cool. Okay, guys. Yeah. So then we're all there, right? Is it under digital? Minentle, did you come right? If anybody is struggling, please just follow with us. I will share the document then with you guys, and then just to make things a bit easier.
No, instead it's telling me that guests are not allowed.
Okay, then I think you've got the same problem as Sheldon. Yeah, okay. Let's leave it for now. I think maybe then at the end of the session you can log a VC assist query just to let them know that you can't access this organization, and then they'll help you there. But don't worry, we can still continue. Okay, so for those who are on the Varsity College Student Support. All you then do is you click on it, right? And then you will see there on the left, you will see faculties. We all belong under the Faculty of Commerce. So please click on Faculty of Commerce. If you are there at the Faculty of Commerce, give me a yes, please.
Under which category do we launch the ticket on VC Assist?
Let's do that at the end, please. Let's do that at the end. I need to move on with this one. I'll help you guys at the end with this. Let's just focus on this, okay?
Okay, it's fine.
All right, cool. Please remind me. Please remind me. Okay, so if you are, I think I got a yes, Lisa and Monelwa Shapo. Now you will see there under in your Faculty of Commerce, right? You then have to find your relevant qualification. You guys said, a lot of you guys said you were doing the, I don't know, higher certificate in what? Please click on the relevant qualification. So once you're in, I'm going to click on the Bachelor of Business Administration just for ease of use. And the first thing that pops up, and guys, if you cannot, like the Sheldons and the Minelwas of the world, please just watch on the screen with me. Once you've clicked on your qualification, you will see the first thing that pops up is the academic integrity support. Okay. And then in the academic support, you will see then it just says how to complete it. This is the course that I've designed now. This is the tool that I've designed. So we're not going to go through to the tool. What I want you guys to go through to is step number 2. You will see there's an interactive document. If you click on that step number 2, the document will automatically pop up for you. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, let me stop sharing my screen just for privacy's sakes. I'm gonna just share the document with everybody so that we can all follow along. So interactive document, let me see. Okay, let me see how to do this. Just give me a second. I'm still just trying to set it up for you guys. For those of you that are struggling, here's a link that you can kind of try. I got lost. I'm in organizations. Yes, simply where the thing will be recorded, please advise where so I can check it later. I have to go attend a funeral. This will be on YouTube. I will send an SMS, I think, to the students. So check your emails. I will check. It will be on YouTube. So just check your emails. Okay, I've been sending you guys emails. Blanche, organizations. After organization, that's where you click on Varsity College Student Support. But anyway, let's all just click on this document. The document, to access the document, we can all just click on this. If I click on that link, opening the document for me. And that's all I need you guys to have, this document. And you will see there, let's see, referencing guide. I want to see what it looks like for you guys. Edit document, edit. So you guys will have to say edit document And then maybe, sorry, Word can't open this document for editing in browser. So open in desktop app and then open Word. Okay, I see Minentle is already here. Perfect, Minentle. Just make sure that you have it in your desktop app because then it might not edit. So again, once you're on the document on the website, right, you just need to click on edit document, okay, and then open in desktop app. What it'll do is it'll open it in Word. If you are on Word in the desktop app, please let me know. You guys all need to be there in order for us to do this. Anybody? Yes, yes. Monella, awesome. Anybody else? Sheldon, you've got your hand raised. You can speak. Or was it an old hand?
Yes, sorry, ma'am, that was an old hand.
All right, cool. Okay, let's go, guys. Only one person said yes. We've got 13 people in here. If you don't want to interact, that's also okay. But you're defeating the purpose. Who else is in the document? Can I get a yes? Can I get an amen? Who's struggling? Sheldon, perfect. Yes, another yes. Thank you, Renee. Yes, Lindo Kuhle, perfect. And I'm assuming you guys are in the desktop app, right? Again, I'll go through it. If you are on the Word document on the web browser, it's gonna show you edit document. Just click on that edit document and you will see open in desktop app. Then it will open the document in Word. And you will see that this document, you can't type it because I've restricted editing. However, yes, I see there's two people in here. Sheikh Mohammed Mnenshle. It doesn't want me to edit. Yes, Lisa, it won't allow you to edit. So let me show you. If you check on my screen, right? Like I said to you, if you say, if you want to, like I'm here on academic integrity support, I'm busy typing, it's not allowing me to type, right? However, it's not supposed to allow you. But if you go to the left and you go to these, there are certain sections where you can edit. I've designed the document exactly like that. So you see here, it's gonna allow you to edit. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, sis. Are we all on the document? Okay, I'm gonna move on. Nobody's saying no. I'm assuming some people just want to watch, which defeats the purpose, but I'll take it. Okay, let me just close off everything else. I'm also gonna close the document here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the document, but I'm not gonna use the same one that you guys are using. I'm gonna use one where I can make changes to the document, okay? You'll see what I mean by that. It's not gonna hurt you in any way because it's literally the same document. It's just that the one that I've got, like I said, you see, I can make changes over here. The reason why I want to use this one is so that if I've got any additional notes, I'll always be writing them down. So you guys have the one way, and maybe I should have not closed it, but yeah, you guys have the one way there's already the additional notes. But because we're doing this live, there's certain things that you guys are gonna learn. Yeah, I'm lost. Minentle, Blanche, what do you mean you're lost? Did you not say you got it? Click on the link, please. If you're struggling, guys, please then watch on the screen because I'm not going to be able to hold on a little bit longer. We've already taken 1.5 hours. I'm trying to make sure at least that by 10. Oh, am I not sharing my screen? Hade, people. Thanks for letting me know. I'm sharing my screen now. Okay. So like I said, I'm also on the document, but this one I can make changes onto because, yeah, I'm the leader. Okay, guys, let's start. This document, right? In order for you to use it, you will see that there's a navigation pane on the left. If you do not have a navigation pane on the left, all you have to do is on your headings at the top there where you see home, insert, draw, etc. You just go to view, right? And then when you are on view, you will see just under mailing, you will see navigation pane. If I click on navigation pane, it disappears. And if I click again, it will reappear. You need this navigation pane to appear. All right. So those of you who've got the navigation pane appearing, please let me know with a yes. This is going to make things so much easier for you. I'm assuming that's a yes. Perfect. Thank you, Monelwa. All right, moving on. Now, how you use this navigation pane and how I've designed this, you will see that there's referencing, and we're going to learn how to reference book with one author, book with two authors, book with three authors, book with editors, etc., etc. Somebody also asked about websites and no authors, websites, blah, blah, blah. So if you click, you'll see every heading has a triangle, okay? That just allows you to open the sub menu. So every heading has a sub menu, and if you click on, let's say, for instance, full reference with book, it's going to take you straight there. Okay, so this again for you, it will make ease of referencing and ease of using. So please just make sure that you've got the navigation pane open. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start at referencing. So click on heading number 1, and then let's all go to heading 1.1. So 1.1, here we're going to learn how to reference a book with one author. So what you normally do is once you're on 1.1, just maybe open up the sub menu just to make things easier for you, although we are only on 1.1. So you will see there book with one author. We've got here the surname, right? The surname of the author with the initials. And then we've got a 2017, which is the year. Then we've got the title of the book, which is management. And you see here, the management is in italics. So I like to already make notes. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say book full reference. I'm going to make a note here that says title of book in italics. Okay. You guys might already have these notes, but yeah, I'm putting them down here just so that we're learning, if that makes sense. Okay, so the title of the book, you can see it's already in italics. And then here it's the edition number. If the book is not on its first edition, then you will say 12th edition. Then Boston is the place of publication. Cengage Learning is the publisher name. Now, in order for us to practice how to reference book with one author, let's click on 1.1.1 on the navigation pane and go to full reference book with one author. So we are here at Griffin. Let me go back and I just want to see how many people are on the document. All right, so it's Sheikh, I hope I'm saying your name right, Sheikh Mohammed and Minenshle. I see it's just the two of you guys there. I don't know if other people don't have it, but anyway, for those of you that do, that's awesome. Let's all go then to 1.1.1. And for that, we just start typing. So you can see, start typing Griffin, right? There's a space, then there's an R and a full stop. And guys, you will see that between the initial, there is no space, right? And let me do this. No space between the initials. Can you see that? R, comma, or was it R full stop, W full stop? R full stop, W full stop, and then there's a space 2017. So guys, the reason why I have designed this document in this way is so that you can see your own errors. Okay, I'm sure once you are going through it, you will already see once it starts to deviate from the top section there. So it's full stop 12th edition, full stop, and then space Boston, which is the place of publication, full, or what, comma, what is it, colon, Cengage Learning. Please confirm if you are done with this one. And then if you look at mine, for those that are just watching, you will see that mine is exactly identical, except management, or the title of the book, is not in italics. So I'm just going to change it and make it in italics. Are we good? Book with one author. Can I move on to the in-text reference? Yes, in the chat will let me know. Perfect. No. Lisa, share your screen, please. No. What were you saying no for? Kindly please take me through after the session. Take me through what, Blanche? Yes, Minentle. All right, moving on. So then for the in-text reference, guys, you will see that it's at the beginning of the sentence. One thing that you need to note is that, right, and I'm going to put a note here, is that the surname, for the beginning of the sentence, surname is not in brackets. Only the year is in brackets. And in this example, if you direct quote, so this was a direct quote, so you will see the book with one author with a direct quote. If you have a direct quote, you include the page number. So it will be Griffin 2017 29. And that would be if your reference is in the beginning of the sentence. So 1.1.3, that would be your in-text reference at the end of the sentence. Again, this time, note reference at the end of the sentence. Surname and year, all in brackets. Because you can imagine if it's at the beginning of the sentence, and maybe I should have actually used this one. Wait, see, I don't know why. Let me actually go to this one, because this one I have those notes, and yeah, let me just use the one that you guys are also using. So let's see, Griffin, we've already done that. Let me try type it again. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Guys, are you able to work on this thing? Because it's showing me something that shaked it. So I don't know if we're all on one document and we're all going to make the changes. Are you guys typing here? Here, shake. Because it's not allowing me to type here. I don't know what happened here. I am by organization, so I got stuck there. After organization, you just click the Varsity College Student Support, Blanche. Varsity College Student Support for students. Hey, let me open it and do it on my own. So guys, if you can download it, maybe then save file and then save it. And then that means you will have downloaded it, and that means you can make the changes on your own. Close this one. Let me open it. 2 people have opened this document or have this document open. Sorry, man. I really thought if you guys had gone through the, yeah, I think it's because I shared the link. So now it's I think it's just because we're all on one document. That's what's going to be difficult about it. How am I going to do this? I'm going to get on one where you guys are not on it just so that I can continue typing. Sorry about that. Yes, the live sessions. Yeah, okay, cool. So we're on Griffin. So I wanted to come to this one because I can see it's already, I've already got the notes here. It's not necessary to include the page number in the reference I said. Yeah, but we already said that, you know, the title is in, what do you call it? Can I make changes here? No, I can't make changes. Yeah, so the title, we said it's in italics, okay? In-text reference, we were busy with that. So we can see that the notes here for in-text reference, it says in-text references at the beginning of the sentence are part of the sentence. Therefore, you use sentence logic. By sentence logic, I'm saying, you're saying Griffin states that, da, 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 da. That's part of the sentence, right? But you're not going to say Griffin 27 in 2017. You just say in brackets. If you put 2017 in brackets, we know that that's a reference. Whereas, and then we said the surname is part of the sentence, but the year is in brackets, and then a direct quote is stipulated with the page number in the in-text reference. All right, so this is the page number that we're talking about. With the in-text reference at the end of the session, at the end of the sentence, we're saying that the in-text references at the end of the sentence are in full brackets, so the surnames and the year. So here, Griffin, sorry, enable editing, my bad, my beard. 1 point in-text reference. So yeah, we've got Griffin, comma 2017, 29, and all of it in brackets with a full stop there at the end because it's at the end of the sentence. I think we should be all okay with this. Let's go to book with 2 authors. Everything still stays the same, guys, except because now it's 2 authors, what we now have to learn is there's brevis T after the T. Remember, every initial has a full stop, and then now we've got the word and the bra. And that's what we're going to learn there. So let's go ahead and click on 1.2.1. 1.2.1 will be the full reference. I think for the sake of time, let's skip the full reference and let's go directly to 1.2.2. So let's all go to 1.2.2, please. Where do I find the navigation panel again? So Sheldon, if you are on the document, right? Let me close these other documents before I get lost. If you are on the document, all you have to do is go to view, and then you will see the navigation pane. Are you using, if you're using a Word, what is it? Yeah, even for MacBook, it does work the same. You just click on view. If you're using Word on MacBook, it's just view and navigation pane. So look at this, guys. In-text reference at the beginning of the sentence, right? It's brevis and verba. So let's do that. Brevis and verba in, and then the year only in 2014. So you will say brevis and verba claim that the identification of blah, 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 blah. Okay? And then if it was at the end of the sentence, and like you see in the sentence, it's saying as overwriting should be avoided. So whether to say, well, they were saying something about overwriting should be avoided, and then at the end of that sentence, you will just say in brackets brevis. But now look here, we've got the and sign rather than the and word, right? Verba, comma 2014, and it's all in brackets. So you will see there I've said a note under 1.2.3 in text reference for 2 authors, it equals to the and sign replaces the and word, and this would be at the end of the sentence. And here I should have said at the end of the sentence. In text reference at the end of the sentence, the and sign replaces the and word. So if it's at the beginning of the sentence, it will be brevis and verba because we're using sentence logic. But at the end of the sentence, if it's in brackets, the and sign replaces that. So now let's go to book with 3 authors. Again, everything stays the same except here with book and 3 authors, right? It says that here in the in-text reference, the first time all authors are listed. Okay, But the second time onwards, we now say et al. So remember here you were saying the Griffin says da 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 da. So here for the full-time reference, you'll see at 1.3 you've got Gomez Mejia with Balkan as well as Cardi, right? So if we go to 1.3.1, we've got the full reference, and maybe let's type out this full reference, and then we'll go on to the in-text referencing. So it's Gomez dot Mejia, comma, L. Remember we said that in initials, there's no space between the initials, full stop, comma. So you'll see up under R and is a full stop and a comma, because R is an initial, but you're putting the comma because you're going to list the second author. So full stop, comma, space, Balkin, comma, D dot V dot and this time there is no comma between the B, because now you're listing the last one, and Cardi, R dot L dot 2016 managing eighth edition Harlow Pearson education. You see, I can already see that there's something wrong with my, oh no, there isn't. I thought there was something wrong with mine because I felt like they were not aligned, but it does look like it's okay. All that I have to change here is managing human resources. So always make sure that the title of your book is in italics. And then we said there between first author and second author, there is a comma, or there is a comma. So after that initial dot comma, okay. Then 1.3.2, that's the in-text reference. Again, at the beginning, right? You're going to list them. And remember, we said that note in-text reference for the first time. All authors are listed. So if you in-text reference, let's say, for instance, you in-text reference them in question 1, and then you're going to reference them again in question 3. In question 1, you will say Gomez, Mejia, Balkin, Cardi, right? But if you in-text reference for the second time, and you will see that answer will be in 1.3.4 in your book, in this document, it would be Gomez Mejia, which is his surname, right? And then et al. Et al means and others. Okay, so let's go back to 1.3.2 because that's where we were. Let's go. It's Gomez Mejia, comma, Balkin, right? And Cardi B, Cardi 2016. It's not Cardi B. This thing just always makes me think of Cardi B. And then yeah, Gomez.Mejia, Balkin, and Cardi. And always make sure that yours is identical to the top one there. And then 1.3.3 would be if it was at the end of the sentence. We all know by now that if it's at the end, if your reference, by the way, is at the end of the sentence, it would be all in brackets. Guys, I have a question for you. Do you understand what I mean when I say in-text reference at the beginning of the sentence and being in-text reference at the end of the sentence? Does that make sense? Yes, okay, perfect. So in other words, if you're gonna say Cardi B says blah 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 blah, that would be at the beginning of the sentence, right? But then you've got another option where you say, you quote what Cardi B said. Cardi B said, all men are trash, and then at the end of the sentence, if you want to put that bracket there, that's what it means. Thank you so much for that confirmation, Minentle. All right, where am I? Okay. Yeah, and then yeah, so I'm gonna at least skip anything that I see does not need repeating, guys. We already know how to put it in brackets, so let's go to 1.3.4. okay, 1.3.4 is basically us now using this in-text reference. However, it would be for the second time reference. So like I said, remember I said if you use it for instance, you answer the question in question 1, but then, you use the reference in question 1, and then in question 3, you still use another reference from the same author, from the same source. Then you will say, this time you're gonna say Gomez Mejia et al. All right, and you will see that the note says, the second time onwards, the first author's surname and the abbreviation et al. Are used. Et al. Is used to represent the additional authors after the full text reference. So remember the first time we said in 1.3.2 we listed all the authors, but now the second time you're going to use it, you're going to say Mejia et al. You're not going to say Mejia, Gomez, and whoever ever. You get what I'm saying? All right. And then it means and others. Et al. Means and others and should always be in italics. Okay, and it is et al. Full stop, guys. I think that's another thing. Yes. Oh, here we go. In this note, you will see I say et al. Full stop. Okay, so let's go and practice this one. It's Gomez dash Mejia et al. Full stop, and then your space and in your brackets will be the 2016. And then I see that it is identical to this one except for my et al, which is not in italics. So I'm going to go ahead and put my et al in italics. Then let's go ahead and do 1.3.5 as well. This time it's at the end of the sentence. So we still have, you see, Mejia et al, full stop, comma, like we have, and then the 2016, except now everything is all in brackets. So let's just practice it, because Gomez dash Mejia et al dot comma 2016. And then with a full stop at the end. So I can see that everything is identical except my et al is not in italics. So I'm just going to go ahead and fix that. And that's it for referencing with 3 or more authors. If there's anything that you need to know, is that the first time you reference it, you list all of the full names, right? But from the second time onwards, that you use the same reference. So remember, like if you're using, for instance, your textbook, right? Your textbook will be Nievenhuizen plus Niemann plus Bezuidenhout plus whoever, right? The first time you will list all of them, but the second time you will just say Nievenhuizen et al. That's what the gist of book with 3 authors is. I'm going to close this sub menu and then we're going to go to book with editors. Okay, for this one, it's basically saying that you've got a book, right? However, instead of it being the authors that are listed as the authors, it's actually editors. The only thing that changes here is that you will have your list of authors, right? And you can see here in my example is Duplois Celias, we've got Davis, and then we've got Bezuidenhout. And then after that, it's EDS. It's a full stop and EDS. So that's before the year, okay? So that's EDS 2014, and then you've got everything else stays the same. Research Matters, which is the name of the book. It's published in Cape Town, and the publishers are Judah and Company. I think for this one, if we go to, the only thing, like I said, that will change is book with editors, so the full reference. So let's type the book with full reference, the 1.4.1. So we'll say deploy Celias, comma, F, dot, comma, Davis, comma, C, and Bezuidenhout, comma, R, EDS. After EDS, it's the 2014. And I'm just going to leave it there because I think the point is made. The only thing that you will have to remember is that Research Matters, because it's a title of book, should be in italics. And then everything else we know. If we go to 1.4.2, that's the in-text reference at the beginning of the sentence. And because it's 3 or more authors, we now know that it's supposed to be et al, right? So the first time that you will list it, all the editors' names will be listed in full. However, in 1.4.4, we are doing if it's now the second time, but now we've all learned that it's Duplois Celias, it's a hyphenated surname, and it would be et al. If it's Davis, Brevis, and Verbra, then you will say Davis et al. So this one we're going to skip for the sake of time. Let's go to 1.5. And I think this is where it starts getting more interesting for you guys because you use a lot of journals. And with the journals, it changes a little bit. So if I click on 1.5, you'll see the journal article with one author. And I've done that journal article with 3 or more authors. So maybe, okay, let's do journal with one author. So journal Gupta N, that would be the surname, right? So it still starts with the surname, goes on to the year as usual. But this time we've got the title of the article. So a journal, guys, is basically a book with different articles inside. So a journal is the publication or the name of the book, and then the articles are what's inside. So you know, like how you have with a magazine. A magazine will be, the name of the magazine is called Entrepreneurship, right? But inside the magazine, there'll be different articles. That's exactly what a journal is also like. And this time you will see it's not the title of the article that gets put in italics, but the title of the journal. Okay, so name of the journal, that's what's in italics, and that I should have actually put that in a comma. So they say that note, the title of the publication or the journal must appear in italics and not the title of the article. And that's all that changes there. So let's go to 1.5.1 and let's actually practice this one because we have not done a journal before. And before I actually go there, I'm just going to finish and say that after that, you will find that 11 is the volume, right? And then 4 is the issue number. So you will say volume, issue number, and then the page number. So it will be colon and then the page numbers of that article. So because remember we said a journal is a book with different articles in it. And in this article or in this journal, this article is in page 43, 434 to 440. So let's just practice 1.5.1 for practice. We practice for practice. Gupta, N dot 2020, right? Digital marketing. And guys, I think one of the things that I did not mention is the fact that you see that digital marketing, it's not, digital is not in capital D, and then marketing is also in capital D. We use what I call sentence logic. Okay, we are writing it as if it's a sentence. However, every time you have an article title with a colon, even if it's the name of a book, if there's a colon there, the next word, like trends, blah blah blah, like my book, for example, that I use with my students, it's called Entrepreneurship, and then it's a colon, and then it says an African perspective. That N would also have, the A would have a capital T, but then African, yes, an African perspective. Obviously African is a name of a continent, so it must be in capital letters, but perspective would have a small letter. So you see here trends, opportunities, and challenges. So yeah, in practicing this, we said digital marketing, colon, and then trends is the only word with the capital. Trends, opportunities, and challenges. Asian journal, and that's the name of the journal, right, of management. And now the difference between the title of the article and the journal is that with the journal we don't use sentence logic. Now we say Asian is capital, journal is capital, of is never, you know those words, I don't know what they call, prefixes or suffixes, they are never in capital, but the word management would be. So then let's go. 11 is the edition, volume 4, because journals, they normally get, they'll say the journal of whatever. So if you'll never change the name of the journal, but you'll always, if you have another publication, you'll say maybe volume 12, volume what, edition what. That's why we have that 11 and the 4 there. And then, like I said, 434 and 2440 would be the page number. And there's no space in between that. Again, you just want to double check and make sure that everything is aligned, everything is correct for me, except Asian Journal of Management. I did not put in italics, so I'm just going to change that. And then we know 1.5.2, we know the in-text referencing. By now, it all stays the same. Author, what is it? Author in sentence at the beginning of the sentence, in-text reference at the beginning of the sentence, in-text reference at the end of the sentence. We all know now if it's at the beginning of the sentence, only the year is in brackets. At the end of the sentence, they are all in brackets, so nothing changes there. If we go to journal article with 3 or more authors, we know everything now. We now know how to reference a journal, and we know that, for instance, with this one, the title of the article is human capital and entrepreneurship. Remember when I said there's a colon, the A would be in a capital letter, but everything else is small caps. And then this journal is called Entrepreneurship Theory and Practice. And again, the name of the article or the journal is in italics. This one, again, because it's a journal with 3 or more authors, we know now that by the time you list them the first time, Marvel, Davis, and Sproul, you list all the authors. But by the time you do it for the second time, you're just going to say Marvis et al. Again, for the sake of time, I'm just going to skip that. Okay, so let's go to journal from an online database. I think this one is where you guys, this is one of the ones that you use a lot, because we always get our stuff from journals from databases, online databases. So what's different is here, Sawiki is the same, is the surname, right? The 2016 again is the year, which is also the same. Here we've got the title of the article. Now we know that the title of an article in the journal is not in italics. However, the title of the journal itself will be in italics, right? We know this now. And here we've got a volume. And look at this one, guys. There is no edition number. Remember, normally when there was an edition number, like if I go to, for instance, 1.5.1, the edition number was 4, right? Here in 1.7, we don't have an edition number, so we just leave it out. So that means there's no brackets there. And then we just go ahead and list the date. But now what becomes different is that because you found it online, you're going to say in brackets and it's square brackets. Please make sure of that. You say online, and note that this online is a capital O, all right? And then full stop, then you're going to say available at, and then you're going to say the link. And here I can already see I've got an error. You can see that this available is not in capital. Please make sure that it is in capital letters, okay? And then available at, then you've got the link there. And then after the link, you'll have a space, and then you'll say, again, in square brackets, accessed on whatever the date is. This is the date that you will have accessed the journal. So because this is the first time that we are seeing a journal from an online database, let's go ahead and complete 1.7.1. So this one is Sawiki A full stop 2016 full stop digital marketing full stop world scientific news, comma 48, which is the volume. There's no edition, so we just simply leave it out. And then this article is on page 82 till page 88. And now so everything, this would be standard, right, for a journal. But now because it's online, we've got now this extra stuff. So open your square bracket, capital letter online, close your bracket, right, put a full stop, and then you say available at, and then colon. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this link, okay? Just because I'm not trying to type it right now. Then you put a space, and then you have an open bracket again, and then you're going to say accessed 27 July 2023, and that would be the date. So let's say for us we accessed it today. Let's put today's date. Let's make it the 4th of May 2023, and then I'm just going to close the bracket and then full stop. So then what you can see here, it's already, like, because I put in a link, it's affected how everything else looks. So I'm just going to highlight the stuff that does not need to be in blue, and then I'm going to put it back and what is it? Make it black. make it black, and then remove the underline, as well as the space. Can you see the space there? There's a bit of an underline. I'm going to go into the space and remove the underline. Hey, Tseho, I have to go for now. Thank you very much for always helping. Shua Minentle. Have a lovely day. Thank you, small screen. Okay, Sheldon, you got sorted. Perfect. Okay, so that's the journal online. That's a journal with online, okay, for an online database. For everything else, the in-text reference, it all stays the same because you just refer to the author. Let's go to the website with no author. And I think somebody said that they don't know how to do this one. So with this one, we're actually going to go to the website, okay? So here we've got, and I think, yeah, these last three, these last two, these two, we'll go through them in detail. So one, I'm going to close these submenus. We're on 1.8. I'm going to open those submenus. So here we've got the World Health Organization, right? 2015, and let's go to the article. Because remember, with everything, with this one, it says, note, in the absence of an author, organization's name replaces the author as a corporate author. And guys, for this one, hey, it's a bit of a difficult one because I always prefer that students use articles where there's an actual author. But we all know the World Health Organization. We know it as an organization. It's a reputable organization. So obviously, if you go to their website, you're going to trust the articles that they write, right? So let's go. I'm going to click on this link so that we can just see what it looks like and where you would get the information from. And let me actually also go to click on a website that has actual authors, okay? I'm going to click on this link as well so that we can compare. Okay, so here we've got the WHO. The first thing is normally here on this, at the top of the page, you will see the name of the author and the date. So here they don't have a name, but they do have a date. You see, they are saying that this is the title of the article, right? The name of the website is World Health Organization, but here we've got the title of the article. It says WHO called, and WHO is also short for World Health Organization, all right? So World Health Organization calls on countries to protect health from climate change. This is the date of the article, all right? And then, yeah, that's all. You don't have anything else. There's nothing else that you have. Whereas in this document, in this other article that we have, we can see there that it is written by Danae Breitenbach. You see, here we've got the title of the article, and it's from Biz Community. And it's also saying there that the title, the date that this article was written was the 8th of March. So that's where you get your information, guys. So let's go and do the referencing. So if we go back to 1.8.1, World Health Organization, and maybe let me go to 1.8. World Health Organization is the title of the name of the organization because it's in the absence of an author, right? And then 2015, as usual, the article of the title of the article, as usual, would it always be at the top? What would always be at the top, Sheldon? The author, the date? What? Author, probably.
Yes, so the author and the date, ma'am.
Yeah, the chances are they'll always be at the top of the article. Otherwise, you can scroll. If we look at this WHO Health one, if we scroll all the way down, we're not going to find anything. You see, they're just giving us related links. There's nothing. So it would always be at the top. But it is worthwhile to maybe scroll towards the end, but you won't really see much. And here you're seeing that it's 2014, so it's the latest. Yeah, they've updated this website in 2014. But basically, I would say yes.
Sorry, ma'am. And then I'm busy working on that sheet that we were just busy with. After I've copied and pasted the URL, everything after that went blue. So I heard that you can take that away. I'm just working on a very small screen, so I couldn't look and apply it. Do you mind just showing me how to make after I've pasted the URL, that I can just make all of that into the normal font which I should use.
All right, cool. Let me just undo everything here. So
Sorry.
you see, yeah. So you see here, this is where I'm on one. I went back to 1.7 now, right? After I typed accessed for May, everything is now in blue and it's underlined, right? What I would just do is I just highlight everything that doesn't need to be that needs to be in black, and then you just click on black to make the font black, and then you also click on underline just so that you can remove the underline. But what I also found is that after PDF, can you see that that space is not supposed to be underlined, but mine here is underlined. So I also just click on the space or try to highlight the space, right? And then I just remove the underline, and that's it. That's all. Okay, I hope that helps. So 1.8.3, I'm assuming that's a yes. Okay, cool. Yes, that's all I want to hear. Okay, where was I? 1.8. 1.8. Where was I? Where was I? Where was I? Okay, so we're trying to type this one. Let's go ahead and type it because we don't know. We haven't practiced one without the article. And guys, remember, if there's another thing that I can note. Okay, let me read these notes. It says, because there's no author listed, the name of the organization replaces the names of the authors. So we've seen there, right? 7 November is when the article was published, right? That's the date that we got here. Woo Health 17, oh sorry, 17 November, not 7. 17 November is when it was what is it? Published. If the date is not available, simply leave it out. So if there was no date, but there's an article, just leave out this date and delete it. So let's go ahead and practice that one. It's World Health Organization, full stop 2015, because that's when the article was written. Who calls on countries, hey, my spelling today, countries to protect health from climate change, comma, 7 November. Oh, then I think I made a mistake. Yeah, let's just leave it as 7 November 2015, but we all know now it's the 17th, what? 17th of November. And then in brackets, square bracket, capital online, close your bracket, full stop, available at colon. And then again, I'm going to take another way, Sheldon, now that you were asking, maybe another easier way for you to do this, right? After you say available at, maybe just leave a space and then put in another square bracket and go to accessed, right? The access date, and then you'll say accessed, which is for us is the 4th of May. Okay, numlock, 4th, yeah, 4th of May. Okay, 2024, right? Full stop. And then what you can do is, after you go there, you just go onto the link on the website. I'm going to do that. Go to the link on the website, because remember, you would have been on your website for the assignment. And then before online available at, before accessed, yeah. So available at space, and then paste that. You see, then if you go space, it just does that, and then you just delete that. I think that's another way of doing it, and maybe probably an easier way of doing it. Awesome. I hope that helps. Yes, and then also make sure that your links work, guys. We test them. So if I see a thing like this, I'm gonna go. I click on it as a lecturer because we want to see that you got your information where you said you got your information. Okay. Yeah. And then in-text referencing at the beginning of the sentence. Let's go through this one because, again, it's a new one that we haven't done before. So you will say World Health Organization 2015, blah, blah, blah. They say that the world climate change is People must help. Yo, hey, what. And then I've written a note here. Please do not include the web address of the in-text in the in-text reference. So what people do is in their in-text referencing, they'll copy the link and paste it instead of saying World Health Organization 2015. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Okay. As with any reference, the in-text reference requires the same first input of the reference. So you need an author and a date of publication. In this case, our author is World Health Organization. Date of publication, 2015. And if it's 2024, that means our article is 9 years old. So by next year, it's already too old. It's already too old. And then in-text reference at the end of the sentence, let's also just do it because we haven't done for a organization. World Health Organization. So again, everything in brackets. Organization, 2015, close your bracket and your full stop. I think I heard a question. Can I use Google as a reference? Rene, yes, you can. What is Google? Because remember, Google is a search engine. Google is a search engine. This is Google. This is google.co.za. Let me do this. Google.co.com. Right? This is Google. So Google is not, you can't use it as a reference because if you say google.com, there's no article. Let's say, for instance, your article or your assignment was on entrepreneurship. You're going to get different websites, you see. So no, you can't use, Google will not be your reference, but what Google will be, what Google will give you is a website. And it will either give you a website with authors, or it will give you a website without authors. And it can also give you newspapers and magazines, but no, Google is not a reference. Does that make sense to you, Renee? Are we good? Are we good? Yes, no? Aha, awesome. I hope that helps. Okay, moving on. So where were we? We were at website with an author. So guys, look at this, right? If we are now at a website with an author, the first thing that you will see is now, remember we said this website, it's from Biz Community. We got it from here. Let me close everything else here. We got it from Biz Community, and we see that Danette Breitenbach, sorry, my pronunciation. Yeah, I've got wretched pronunciation sometimes. Danette Breitenbach is the person that wrote this article. She wrote it on the 8th of March in 2023. This is the title of the organization. What you will see here is that everything kind of goes back to the usual. Because now after we've got the name of the author, we've got the year, right? We know this by now. And after that, we've got the title of the article, right? And her title of the article says, Discovery and Visa Spend Trends in 2023 Reveals South Africa's New Normal. We got this from the website called Biz Community, and we accessed this on the 8th of March. And then now we've gone back to Biz Community, going back to having that, what is it, what italics, right? But if we go back to the WHO reference, look here, we don't have WHO or what, World Health Organization in italics, because it has gone and replaced the author, if that makes sense. Remember, the author is never in italics, and hence we'll never have World Health Organization in italics because now it is the author. And after this, because if we had had an author, we would have said who calls on blah 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 blah, and then after that we would have had, remember in here before the date of when you accessed it, like you have here, you have the title of the of the website. I hope I'm not confusing you. I hope I'm making sense more than I am confusing you. It's hard to explain. But anyway, let's go ahead and practice this one. It's Breitenbach. So we are on 1.9.1. Breitenbach. Breitenbach, yeah, Breitenbach. I say Brach because of my spelling. 2023 Discovery and Visas Spend Trends 2023 reveals SA's new normal. Full stop Biz Community, and Biz Community is the name of the website. And remember, the name of the website is in italics, so I'm going to go ahead and change that now as it is. Yeah, so Biz Community 8 March 2023 would be the date when this thing was launched. And then remember, with anything that's online, number one, you're going to have online, and then you're going to say available at, and then you're going to say accessed. And I think I have this from journal 1.7. Let me see. Yes, I've said here, after you have referenced the journal, you will say online, available at, and then access date. And the same applies with anything that you find online. So let's go ahead and do that. In brackets or square brackets, online, close your bracket, full stop, available at, hyphen, and then remember, like I've taught you, well, we've learned now that let's just leave a space, and then we're going to go to close bracket, or what, open square bracket, accessed, and today is the 4th of May 2024, full stop. And then after you've done that, I'm going to go to the website and go click on that, what is it? Copy the link, and then I'm going to go and insert it here. So available at, there's a space after that colon, and simply paste. And if you make a space, it'll activate it, and then you just delete because there will be a double space between, you don't want the double space between the hash and the accessed at. And that's it. I've already put my thing in italics. It looks perfectly fine to me, and literally identical to this one, except for our access date. And then we say here, title of website also applies to journals, heading logic. Remember we said, yeah, so what I call it, and I think in the recording, I used to call it sentence logic and heading logic. With sentence logic, the title of the article will be sentence logic, meaning nothing, not everything will be in capital letters, but heading will be, heading logic is that everything will be in capital letters. All right, and then the in-text reference at the beginning, we know this by now, Breitenbach 2023, the 2023 in brackets, in-text reference at the end of the sentence, Breitenbach, everything in brackets, so we can go ahead and skip that. So let's go to the last one, again of relevance, because it's a newspaper or an online or a magazine, right? Here we've got printed, and if it's online, and look at this, guys, always at the beginning, Mbele is the person who wrote this. And let me go to this article or the link. So if you click on the link, here we go, construction mafia demands 5 million rand reward for protecting eThekwini metro sites during riots. So this was probably in I can't remember what year was it when we had the riots? Was it last year? Why does it feel like it was 2022 for me? But anyway, I think it was last year, if not 2020, yeah, if not 2022. But either way, these were the riots that were going on. So this guy protected some sites, and now he wants 5 million rand. So you can see the person who wrote this is Mubeko Mbele in July 2023, and he I even love the time. You can see this was like, you know, when you said something for a future release, like, you know, you'll make your settings, and then you, like, even on Instagram, I know they've got that capability where you can write a post, and then if you want to release it at a certain time, you release it at that. So you can see it took like 5 seconds to release on the 23rd of July. But anyway, yeah, I digress. Going back to the reference and how you reference, everything stays the same, guys. We've got the name of the author, we've got the 2023, which is the year, then we've got the title of the article. So much like with your websites, right? Then here, instead of us having the name of the website, we've got the name of the newspaper or the magazine, which is now Sunday Times. And remember, it will be in italics. So not the title of the article. Remember, any publication that's got different publications inside, it will be the name of the publication that's in italics rather than the titles of the different articles inside it. And then this one was written on the 23rd of July. And because we found it in an actual printed magazine or a newspaper, you're going to have the page number. Okay, so that 5 is the page number. Whereas if it's online, everything stays the same. We've got all the way until the date of the 23rd, except now because websites don't have page numbers, the 5 disappears. Okay, and then we go back to our standard online available at and access. Okay, so for this one, let's maybe go through both of them. Let's maybe practice both of them just so that I have done a complete job and have not robbed you of anything. So 1.10.1 Mbele, comma n dot full stop 2023 full stop construction mafia demands 5M reward for protecting eThekwini metro sites. So you see, I can already see something is wrong with my I can see something is already wrong because here it says eThekwini, but mine is saying metro sites during riots. And that's why I designed this thing in this way, guys, so that when you've got errors, you can go back and check your own errors. So this thing, you literally can do it on your own. And then we said the 23rd of July is when the article was written, right? 2023 full stop. And then, no, not full stop, because here we've got a page number. So now I'm going to go back and see what have I done wrong. Mbele in 2023 construction mafia demands, or I said 50 million. So 5M reward for protecting. Yeah, I think that's what was wrong, because now everything is aligned. And then everything is fine except my Sunday Times is not in italics. And then 23 July, everything else is perfect. So let's go again to the online newspaper, right? So this would be if it's printed and you've got the actual copy, but this one would be online. So for the sake of cheating and time, I'm gonna go and copy and paste everything that we know and what we've just practiced. Okay, construction mafia, blah blah blah, 2023. But now we know that from 2023, now it will be a full stop, and because this one we will have received it online or accessed it online, it will be online, close bracket, full stop, and then always available at, and then colon, and then now we've learned that we just skip this one and then we go straight to accessed 25 July 2023 full stop, and then I'm gonna go to the article construction mafia. I'm gonna go to the link. Here's the link, copy. And where do we paste it? Just before access, right? Available at space, paste, and then space, and then delete, because you don't want a double space in between that. And then, in fact, if I leave it here, let's see what's going to happen. Can you see it's already looking wonky here? And sometimes what Word will do is it will underline it for you and show you, hey, man, there's a double space here. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete it again. And then with this one, we know now, again, in-text reference, everything else stays the same. Mbele, nothing else. So that's it, guys. We've learned everything. We've learned academic integrity. We've learned the different types of plagiarism, paraphrasing, and referencing. I want to do, okay, the next step was supposed to be the quiz, but what I want to do is, can you please, let's do the post-session survey. I want to just find out from you guys if this survey was helpful or this session was helpful for you guys. But yes, before you go, Mohammed, please do this for me. And then another thing that I wanted to find out is there any question that I did not address, guys? Does anybody have questions? Still have questions? If you have, yes, Mohammed, we're definitely going to have the recording. Like I said, I'm going to put it on YouTube and then I will send you guys an email with the link. For those that are still in the session, before you leave, please, guys, Blanche, Lindo, Mohammed, Monelwa, and Sheldon, kindly fill in this, what you call it for me, the survey for me, please, please, please. If you click on the link, yes, post session survey. This will just let me know whether or not the session was oh, thank you, Blanche. What will be great if I give you the recording? Okay, no problem. I'll do that. So yes, please go to the survey. It's gonna take another 2 minutes. And yeah, this session was actually longer than I thought. So yeah, it's you know, it's one of those where you like it's the price that you pay to learn something. I don't think it was a wasted 2.5 hours. Yes, it was long, but it taught you something, I hope. And the feedback will actually let me know. So guys, please go ahead and fill in that survey for me. If you've just joined, somebody else, what's happened? Yeah, somebody maybe came and left. We're busy filling in the post-session survey, guys. Please, please, please. This survey will really, really help me to see whether or not I did the right things. And if you guys are confident, and then again, if there was a question that I did not address, please put it in the chat and we can go and address that. Somebody needed help with something, but yeah, I'll go through it at the end. If you still have questions, please stay after this. No responses so far. Thank you so much, Jabulile. That really means a lot to me because, yeah, it means I didn't waste your time. Thank you. Yeah, 2.5 hours, is a lot. It's a whole movie and it's a long movie. So let's see responses. Still no responses. Come on, guys. Please, please. Please, please, please. Keep going with that survey. And please give me a heads up with a done if you are done with the survey. And there's 6 of you guys in here. Please, all 6. Blanche, Jabuli, Lindo, Muhammad, Monelo, and Sheldon. Or is this one a little bit longer? Okay, let me shut up so you guys can focus. Yay, we've got one response. Thank you, whoever you are. Waiting for 6 more, 5 more. Yeah, I guess this one is a little bit longer. It took about 4 minutes, almost 4 minutes. Yeah, 2 responses. Thank you so much, guys. This means the world to me. This is actually the whole part of it for me. Maybe for you guys, it's the session. For me, this is it. This is it. I've really I'm working a lot this year, and yeah, I would love to see the results of what. Yeah, this just proves to me whether the work that I'm doing actually is working or not. 3 more responses left. Yay, 1 more. Thank you so much. And please don't leave. I like to normally go through the survey. If you'd like to go through it with me. Yes, 1 more. Okay, we're waiting for 1 more person. Mr. Last person, Mr. or Miss Last person. 6, wait, there's 6 people in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we're waiting for 2 more. Yay, responses 6. Okay, everybody responded. Perfect. Okay, last thing, let's go through it. We all know this by now. You guys are first year, which I love. We've lost these people. Remember the BBA, what? They're all gone. We just left with the HBP, higher certificate and logistics. How many modules? It's people that are doing 4 modules. So you guys are under a lot of stress. Yo, this is hectic, or should be. Yeah, it must be challenging for you guys studying and working. This is where I have a lot of respect for you guys. For you to spend 2.5 hours, thank you so much, man. This just validates me. Honestly, it gives me so much confidence. In what age category do you belong? Again, when I see something like this, look, the older you are, the more you appeal to me, because for the older you are, I'd like to believe that's the more serious you are about life. And if therefore you're gonna spend 2.5 hours listening to somebody babble, man, it means a lot to me. How helpful would you say this thing was? Very helpful. Thank you so much. How relevant? Very relevant. Awesome. How informative? Very informative. Love it. Thank you so much. Do you believe that this was beneficial and applicable to your needs? A lot of you guys said yes, and I love to see it. After participating in the academic integrity support, how would you rate your knowledge of the following? How would you rate your knowledge, yes, of the following academic principles? And this is where I'm not happy. So academic integrity, you guys, okay, a lot of you guys saying, all right, academic writing, this is what we were learning. Okay, I see there. So maybe this one we can help with that 3rd session, guys. Please join week 3 of this exam session. Where can I find that poster? Let me just show you guys here. Yeah, this session on the 18th of May, we're going to do a live online session, okay, where we're going to talk about CAS. CAS is basically the marks that you've accumulated, and not only, what have you accumulated, but I'm going to do like a reverse where you can actually find out how much you need in order for you to pass, okay? And also we're going to teach you how to answer theory questions effectively. Again, we're going to use that generative AI, and maybe that writing aspect will come in. But it does make sense what your answers are, because there were a lot of concerns about that. So in-text referencing, this is for me disappointing, because some of you saying I know nothing about it at all. Yeah, it's a bit sad, because we literally just went through it. A reference list, again, disappointing for me, because maybe we went through it. The IIE Harvard Style Reference Guide, and this is that guide that I showed you guys, that thing where you use page 3. Again, this is a very disappointing answer, because maybe, yeah, I didn't answer it properly. And I hope that, because you guys have said, you still don't understand this, I hope to see it in the comments as well, because, I asked you guys what you're happy with and what you're not happy with. So I'm hoping that you guys will say what you were not happy with there. So referencing in general, all right, plagiarism, cheating, yeah, here we've got a little bit of confidence. But yeah, this is a little bit disappointing to see. Okay, after participating in the academic integrity support, how do you feel confident about your academic writing? A lot of you guys saying yes, one person saying maybe. All right, your maybe we'll see. After participating, do you feel more confident? Yes, a lot of you guys saying confident. Some people are like, maybe. After participating, do you feel more confident about in-text referencing? Yeah, I like that, the confidence has increased there. And then do you feel confident about compiling a reference list? Some of you guys saying yes. One person is on some, maybe. I have a feeling it's one person that's just like, maybe. Oh man, I think Tseho, we need to be honest when we're doing the survey. Yes, but aren't you being honest and Blanche? And who's not being honest? What do you think the honesty comes from? I don't know. I'd like to believe that people were honest, or I always take it for granted that people are honest. Yeah, so do you feel confident about compiling a reference list? People said yes, some person still saying maybe. And then would you say that you are more knowledgeable on the academic writing skills you need to consistently apply? And this is after you've participated in this. A lot of you guys saying yes, and thank you for that. I like that, at least, we are building somewhere. We still have our maybe person there. And then has the academic integrity support taught you how to paraphrase better? I love that you guys are saying yes, even though, you did say that you're not feeling so confident, about this paraphrasing. I know it was Sheldon that said, coming from an Afrikaans background, it is a bit challenging. And I get it, Sheldon. I get it. You guys actually need a chat GPT for maybe Africa, for like language translation, hey? But yeah, and maybe Sheldon, try reading more. I know everybody always says that, but I think for me, that's one of the things that I'm learning. I'm currently doing my PhD, right? And trust me, I'm not a reader. I don't read. I don't read magazines. I don't read books. I read nothing. The only book I'll read is a textbook because I have to. So now, because I'm doing my PhD, reading is everything. So I'm literally at square one with reading. So the more I'm reading, the more I see, okay, I'm to understand a little bit better. So I would just suggest start reading. And you don't have to read textbooks, I would say. Maybe read articles. So maybe instead of a boring textbook, read an article on the same topic, if that makes sense. Because I think if it's like an article on a newspaper or a website, it'll be a little bit easier to write. But yeah, good luck with that. And then paraphrasing better, you guys said red. Referencing better, you guys said yes. I love that. Do you think that the academic support what will contribute to making you successful? I hope so. We'll see with the results. And then yes, this is where I love to go now. What aspect of the academic integrity support was most beneficial to you? You guys said in-text referencing. Thank you so much for this. And knowing the difference when you use it at the beginning of the sentence. Yay, love it. And referencing properly using different types of sources. Ooh, this answer. Ooh, whoever you are, you have just made my day. Thank you so much. And then learning how to reference alphabetically. Thank you so much. I think that's one of the things in the recording where, because remember this tool, I've basically recorded it and I've made it asynchronous for students to be able to do on their own. So I don't think I mentioned that, a reference list must be is alphabetical in alphabetical order. Time is very important when you are studying. Yes, Blanche, time is everything. I'm currently struggling with time. And one of the things that was struggling was, for instance, gym. I'm still struggling with gym because I'm still not going to the gym as much as I used to. And I'm also struggling. I used to be struggling with dishes. My kitchen was a mess. My house was a mess. And what I've done now is I'm literally, and it's been only a week. And that's why I'm saying because it's only been a week of this progress. I started loading after I finished washing my dishes. I noticed that I have to rinse it and put it in the dishwasher. Before I will put it in the sink and then I'll put something else in the sink and then everything is else is in the sink, but the dishwasher is like empty. You get what I mean? So there's a lot of things that I'm also struggling with when it comes to time because you just want to study, but then some other aspects of your life they suffer. Yo, like this week, one of the other things I experienced was sleep. Sometimes you're tired and you maybe have to send emails or you have to read. Yo, and if you're tired, you have to sleep. So it's a constant battle and a constant challenge. So I get what you mean when you're talking about time. Learning how to reference alphabetically, I like that. Thank you so much. It's a small thing, but it's a huge thing at the same time. Hey, where to find my referencing information? Ooh, and how to apply the information provided. Yo, Sheldon, I have a feeling this was your answer. I don't know. I love this. I love this answer. Let me see. Is it a yes? Ah! Yes, 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 yes. Exactly. So thank you so much for that. That means that I've answered that question, and I think it was coming from the websites, you know, where to get those answers, etc., etc. So thank you so much for this. Harvard referencing, yes. Thank you for this answer as well, because I think what that means you've learned is that we have to use that IIE Harvard reference guy. And let me go back to Adobe. I want to just have it open for the sake of having it open. But this is it, guys. If you don't have this, please, guys, it's on your it's at the, on the eShelf library. Your lecturers should be making it available. If you struggle with that, maybe let me know with a yes or a no in the chat book, and then I'll just make sure that we answer where you guys can get it. So please always make sure that you reference according to this. Okay. And then it all was beneficial, but it's such that when I'm new to something, it takes time for me to understand. Yes. Oh, I get this. Hey, I get this. And hence maybe that's why the recordings will be, you know, beneficial to you. And again, I would like to believe that the way that this document, the way I designed this document, you know, you can always go back on your own. If let's say, for instance, you're like, hey man, kind of how do you do a website? You know, you can be like, okay, does this website have an author? No. If it doesn't have an author, then you can just literally go through this, and then you go through, you know, how to do it, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. So I think this document, even on its own, would be beneficial. But you've got the recordings to go back to. So yeah, that fear, I get it. That studies and anxiety, yo, yeah. Oh, I feel you here. Yo. Because studying is such an emotional thing. You know, it's. You know, I was telling my colleague yesterday, you know, for the same as with us employees, before you're an employee, you're a human, you know. So imagine you're sick and you're not feeling well, and you tell your manager, and your manager's just like, no, I don't care, I want my report at 5 o'clock. You're not going to be able to release that report, you know. But if your manager says, you know what, take the day off, go to the hospital, do what you got to do, you know, that gives you so much ease. So that's what happens as well as a student. Guys, you guys are going through a lot. I'm also a student. I go through a lot. I'm also kind of behind with my studies, you know. And imagine this is the time that I normally set aside to study, but here I am giving you guys this, you know, this tool, or teaching you guys, or having these sessions with you guys. So the question is, where am I going to find my hours? You know, so it's a lot. We're all going through a lot. And then the in-text referencing. Thank you so much for this. The in-text referencing, yes, I like that you know it, because in your assignment you need to be able to in-text reference properly, and then can use major improvement. Thank you. Let's see. For now, oh guys, none on my side. No, the entire support session was really beneficial to me, as I learned so much today. Yo, thank you for guys, I'm gonna cry. Who's this? Guys. Okay, it's supposed to be anonymous. I'm not supposed to ask. Thank you so much. This makes me want to cry. Thank you so much, whoever you are. I really appreciate it. Referencing. Okay, so you need to, so there's some major improvement. So when you say referencing, I don't know what you mean. So next time, guys, when you answer these questionnaires, be specific. Okay, if there's something that needs improvement, say referencing and tell me referencing for, you know, a book or an author. So if you say referencing, that you're literally telling me the whole session needs major improvement, you know. So that unfortunately is not an answer. Whereas if you say, you know, maybe for instance, I know, for instance, like time is an issue. I said I estimated that will take what, 1.5 hours. Okay, I didn't include the time sessions here, but I think in the email that I sent to you guys, I was like, plus minus 1.5 hours. Look at us now, we're actually going on 2 hours. I know that time is an issue for this one, but at the same time, you do need to learn it. So ish, yeah, it's a difficult one. Anyway, everything helped me a lot. Yo, guys, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm glad that this thing was on the mark. Would you recommend this to other students? Absolutely. You guys said yes. Is there anything else you would like to share? Let's see. Very helpful. In fact, it's a stress reliever. Because I feel very confident. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I love this. So you feel confident now after this. Shoo. No, it has been helpful. Thank you. No, the presentation was great and enlightening and has empowered me with the next thing. Oh, guys, hi, guys, to continue with my career. More sessions needed. Listen, I feel you. So whoever said this, I expect to see you next week and the next week. So for the next 5 weeks, like I said, I'm basically going to give you guys the skills that you need for the exams. And I think this will be the longest one. I don't think they'll all be 2 hours, but yeah, brace yourselves, because clearly learning, comes with that stealing of your time kind of a thing. So if it takes longer, unfortunately, there's nothing that we can do about it. But yeah, keep up the good. Listen, this one, this is the time when I wish like these surveys were not anonymous. So I can go back to the person and be like, oh, you're so awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I really am working hard, and it's little things like that that just make it all the worth, Hey, Sekgowa, English. Hey, yeah, all the more worthwhile. I don't know how to say it in English properly now. Okay, is there anything else? Okay, I think this one we've done. Are there any other questions? Okay, let's see. Any other questions that you still might have? Yes. No, I don't have any questions. Thank you. Nothing that I can. All questions and doubts. Ooh. This one, man, referencing. Again, you see the person is talking about referencing. So if you still have, this question is not specific. So please be specific, hey? When it comes to this, I really take it seriously, guys, because I do need to make sure that I am covering everything. Everybody, the majority of the people are saying no or yes, but what? No. So the person who's still feeling unconfident, I think what I would say is go back to the recording. I think that's the best thing that I can say. And as a matter of fact, remember, like I said, I have designed this thing to be available for you. So if you go to if you're on that Varsity College Student Support online group, oh yes, that's another thing that we had to do for the students that said they don't have the VC thing on your, what's his name? You click on it. If you click on this academic integrity support, and if you go back to this, there's even a video of how to use it. So you just watch this video. It's an interactive tool that basically teaches you how to reference. So what we were doing is we were doing the live session of this, right? Step one, you watch the video, right? But I was there for the video. I am the video in this session. And then we did the interactive document. There's normally a quiz that I ask students to complete just to test yourself whether you know how to reference or not. But this one, you really don't have to do it. I don't force students to do it. But if you have been flagged for referencing, then you are forced to do it because you have to learn. And then the post-session survey, which is what I've just done. This is the part for me that matters because this is the part that tells me whether or not I'm on the right trajectory. If you're the person that had this referencing, because I remember even in the previous answer you said referencing, if you'd like to stay behind, please do. And then for those that want to log a VC Assist query, let's quickly go to VC Assist and check. I am still sharing my screen now, guys. I hope so. Yes, perfect. Okay, so let's see, VC Assist. And then I'd say campus query. Oh, academic, drop modules, assessment, contract, cancellations, blocked portal, hold query, assessment support, learning concessions, needs, student wellness request, exam, graduation, P, library, lecturer, request an appointment, results, student systems. I think it would be here because it's in the student systems, right? So if you go back to the website, if we VC and then we go to the internet, yeah, it's student systems, because once you go in there, you go into VC Learn. And once you're in VC Learn, that's when you're supposed to have access to that organization. So in other words, it means you guys were saying you're clicking on organizations, but when you click on Varsity College Student Support Online, yeah. So I would say that go to that student systems one on VC Learn, and then just let them know you don't have access to the Varsity College Student Support. And then that screenshot, remember it was saying May, what's guest access, that copy and paste, I think Sheldon, that you sent, then maybe just share that with them, and then they'll make sure that you guys are registered for it. Guys, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. For me, is also a 2 hours I will never get back, but if I have managed to change the lives of 6 people, it's enough for me. Where under the student intranet? What do you mean where under the student intranet? Sheldon, please unmute yourself. Let's chat about this.
I'm sorry, ma'am, just to log that ticket. So where it says student systems.
Let's see. Okay, let me go. Then, we want VC Learn. I think VC Assist. Let's see.
Yeah, okay.
Student systems query, ne? Yeah, just here. Okay. You just insert your student number and then you continue.
Okay, 100%. Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right. I think there's a question.
Sorry, ma'am.
I will see you next week. Yes.
Sorry, ma'am, if I'm not mistaken, I have actually done a student system query about this. I haven't heard anything back. It said that it got, let me just quickly confirm that. It says that it's been submitted or it's been received, but I haven't gotten any feedback on it.
Sure. Is that what it's saying?
I'm confirming. I'm just going through to my mails.
Maybe you logged it before. But everybody else, thank you so much, Monelwa. I will see you next week. Yes, goodbye for now. Bye-bye. If you have to leave, guys, go ahead and leave. I'm done wasting your time for today. I'll take your time more next week. Wow, thank you.
So what it says
Mohammed. Yes, I'm listening, Sheldon.
It says your ticket has been resolved. If you believe that your ticket has not been resolved, please reply this email will automatically reopen the ticket. And I've already reopened it again, and I've still not really actually gotten a response.
Okay, go ahead and do it again. Do it again and again.
Okay,
and then what you can do is on Monday, if you haven't heard anything, please email me. I think email me if you have not heard anything. Yeah, you've got my email address, ne?
Yes, and in the meantime, can I just use the link that ma'am sent earlier?
Which link?
To open. Sorry, my PC is giving me a little bit of issues every now and then.
Just email me. Just email me.
Okay, 100%. I'll do that. Yeah.
All right, Mohammed, you were saying, wow, thank you. Oh, I feel it. I feel the emotions here. Here's wishing you beautiful people a fabulous weekend. Thanks, Mohammed. Let me get back to my poiki. I'm jealous. Cheers. Have a beer with that poiki, please. Okay, I don't know if you drink. I'll have it. Yeah, I'll be thinking about you when you have your poiki, and I'm having like my bread and peanut butter. Blanche, how can I help you? Let me stop recording.